Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are continuing the trend of predicting what could possibly be more games coming to Nintendo Switch Online. This time we are predicting what DS games Nintendo would start off with if they were to make DS games available for the Nintendo Switch Online. Now this comes after the Castlevania collection that just recently came out, which ported DS and 3DS games of Castlevania to the Switch. They now have like the second screen on the one big TV screen now, so you can now play DS games on a TV. It's been proven now, Nintendo. You now have no excuse. You have proven that you can somehow manage to port your DS and 3DS games to the Switch. It's been proven now. So with that collection now out, I am just predicting for fun, if Nintendo was to go all in on this and make DS games available for the Switch Online, which ones would they start with? That's what this is predicting. The ones they would start with, and you know, they come up with some others down the line. But these are the ones, the big heavy hitters, I think out the gate Nintendo would be like, these are the ones we want to start with. So the very first one I'm going to go with is, it's very easy, Mario Kart DS. Like every Switch Online section, you must have the Mario Kart of that console out for the people to play. Now, Mario Kart DS is maybe not as, doesn't have as much gameplay mechanics as like Double Dash, which I talked about in the GameCube one. Double Dash has definitely a lot more appeal there, more than a DS, but there's going to be people who, for the nostalgia factor alone, will be playing Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart DS Online with people, just for the nostalgia factor alone. That is a definite. So obviously Mario Kart DS coming out is easy. Another one that I think is very easy is the Mario and Luigi games that were released for the DS. Now those being Partners in Time and Bowser's Inside Story. They already have the other Mario and Luigi games on the GameCube Advance out there for the GBA. So putting the ones for the DS out there makes the most sense. Of course, we got Brothership coming back. Nintendo is now fully in on revitalizing the series, so bringing those two games back is easy to do. It's very easy to do. The next one I would go with, now this is a bit of a shot. Now this one might not happen, but I'm going to go with Super Princess Peach. The game everyone suddenly knew about when Princess Peach Showtime was revealed. Suddenly everyone's like, oh yeah, Super Princess Peach, I played that. Sure you did. Some of you didn't even know it existed. Of course, this was the first original game where Princess Peach was the main playable character. Bowser kidnaps Mario instead, and Peach has to go and save him. Overall, Super Princess Peach is just a fine platformer, I think it's nothing special. I think Princess Peach Showtime is much better than Super Princess Peach, but Super Princess Peach is not a bad game. It's just an okay spin-off to the Mario franchise. But for the factor that it's like the first Princess Peach solo game and everyone was talking about it when Showtime was coming out, I think putting it out there so people who talked about it and never actually played it can actually play the game now and see what it is probably something I could see Nintendo doing. The next games are going to be the Pokemon games that were out for the DS. Now, for some reason, Nintendo does not like having the standard Pokemon games of the system out there. They just don't do it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason why. Probably because they don't want you to play the old ones. They want you to play the new Pokemon game. So for some reason, they don't really put out the traditional classic Pokemon games of that console. So, in keeping with that, we're going to go with the two Pokemon games that were out for the DS that were not the traditional games. Those being Pokemon Dash, which is the first one, and Pokemon Dash is a racing game. It's a Pokemon racing game. You control Pikachu with the stylus, and you go through checkpoints. Dash had multiplayer support, so a Pokemon racing game, that's going to definitely have a lot of people who would definitely want to play that right there. And again, it's a different take on a Pokemon game, a Pokemon racing game where you play as Pikachu. So there you go. That's easy right there. Racing game in general, people are just gonna play, right? You just slap Pokemon onto it. And the second one will be Pokemon Conquest. Now, Pokemon Conquest is a very weird thing in the Pokemon franchise. Pokemon Conquest is a crossover in itself with Nobunaga's Ambition, and it is a tactical RPG. Like, there's a tactical RPG in the Pokemon, whatever, the Pokemon universe. It is out there. Now, there is multiplayer support for, well, there was Pokemon support for Pokemon Conquest. So, there you go, easy. But a turn-based strategy RPG for Pokemon. That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. Pokemon in itself is turn-based in a way, so that's not crazy at all. But just the fact that, like, you know, a straight-up tactical RPG crossover with a series like Nobunaga's Ambition exists is... It's just one of the craziest things ever. It's fun. It's a fun little thing in history, and I think bringing this to the Switch Online, like I said, it's not a traditional Pokemon game, and it's a fun little thing in the Pokemon franchise and Pokemon history that people would probably get into for the novelty of it. Now, what I'm going to do next is, that's all from like the first party, like Nintendo ones. Let's get into some other ones of third party games that Nintendo made. Well, Nintendo didn't make them, but they were released for the DS exclusively. And one of those is being the Mega Man Star Force series. Now, Mega Man Star Force was a game series specifically for the DS. It was exclusive to the DS, the Mega Man Star Force series. The Star Force series is a sequel series to Mega Man Battle Network, which a lot of people love the Battle Network series. And I believe there's an entire Battle Network like collection out there now, so it's very easy to play the Battle Network series. And this was kind of like a follow-up to that. It carried on a lot of some gameplay and story elements from Battle Network. Like, you know, the grid, the 3x5 grid is still the same in the Star Force series, and Mega Man still can only move left to right. There was, I believe, multiplayer support for this game. And it's a Nintendo-only kind of series for the Mega Man stuff. So, like I'm saying, it was Nintendo exclusive, the Star Force series. So having it on this is probably the way to go for as for re-releasing this. I think Nintendo would probably have this on their Switch Online service. I know it's a bit rocky getting Nintendo and third-party games and all that, but I think Nintendo's got a pretty good relationship with Capcom, so having the Mega Man Star Force series be on the Switch Online wouldn't be too hard of a hassle. And then the last one, which is probably never gonna happen, but I can dream, Sonic Rush. Sega just doesn't want you to remember the handheld games of Sonic. I mean, the advanced games aren't on the advanced Switch Online, so I doubt the Sonic Rush games would come to the Switch Online. But, you know, I can wish. As a Sonic fan, I can hope. And that's going to do it for this one. Much shorter, but I was mainly going with what would Nintendo start with, and they would probably start with some of their heavy hitters with the one or two third-party ones out there. So that's going to do it. Let me know what games you would like to see on the Nintendo DS service, if it ever happens. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all next time.